Very good morning, students. Welcome back to first year physics. Once again we have to discuss about a moment of inertia of a regular bodies, because in the previous class we finished about two theorems. One is a parallel axis and perpendicular axis. Of course it is deleted, but the final answers are very important. For the purpose, see, I was given a derivations also for both parallel axis and as well as the perpendicular axis theorem also. Now on the basis of two theorems, we have some applications. That is the first application about a uniform thin rod. You take a one thin rod of mass is capital M and here length is capital N. Concentrate, because first only I will tell you the derivation, remain or I will not give you the derivation. So total mass of the uniform thin rod is M and the total length is, you say, L. Now moment of inertia depend on its mass, shape, size, temperature and about an axis. Suppose you say the axis of rotation passing through the center of the rod, you say it is a rod, you say, and it is passing through a center like this, about a center and perpendicular to its length. Now the axis of rotation, now let us you mention it like this, because now we are finding a moment of inertia of this axis. That is mean here the total mass of the rod is M and length is L, so that the density is equal to mass per unit length. Therefore mass is equal to rho into L. We can take like this, you keep it like that, total mass per unit length. Now let us we have to find the moment of inertia from one end to another end actually, but it is passing through a center of the rod, no? O. Let you take a small strip, let you divide this total rod, you divide into small strips. Let us one strip of mass, that is a very small strip, you say dm is the mass, and this thickness you say dx, and it is located from the center at a distance is x. Now here we know in general moment of inertia is nothing but m into k square, it is a perpendicular distance square. Here you write a for small strip, for this small strip I am writing for small strip which we are taking, right? So that moment of inertia is also very small for this from the center. So di is equal to mass of the strip is, you say, dm, shall I? Because it is dm into, actually we can say into x square, because the distance is what? X, no? It is, you say, x square, it is the for the small given this strip. For this strip moment of inertia it. Now we have to find the moment of inertia for complete. And here as well as you write for this strip density I am writing for the small strip density you take. Of course density remains same, but the mass per the unit length, what is the length is given? Dx. So dm is equal to, you say, rho into dx. This is the small mass is equal to rho into dx. Here you replace moment of inertia is equal to dm is rho into dx into x square. Concentrate, there is a integration method we should apply. You keep rho as it is, rho only, we will see in the final. So now we have to find the moment of inertia from one end to another end. That mean here it is L by 2 and it is also L by 2. So that we can say minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. From the one end to another end, no? Now you apply integration, because total moment of inertia. To get a total moment of inertia, apply integration method di. Integral minus L by 2 to plus L by 2 rho into dx into x square. You don't multiply with this is a thickness, a small strip, and it is the center from the distance. Now you take a integration di is nothing but a I, and in this you take a rho is common, minus L by 2 to plus L by 2 is the integration x square into dx. Now from here it is integration method in mathematical integration method is there, that is we can say here there is a one formula I will give you, that is x power n dx. If it is given like this, therefore we can take like this, x power n plus 1 by, this is the formula for integration method. So here instead of n, what is given here, right, 2 is given. So you apply same issue, it is x power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1, from limits are minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. In mathematics we can also take a plus c, constant, integration constant, but here it is not required for this case. You leave that integration constant. So I is equal to rho by 3, shall I? Because 2 plus 1 3, no? here it is x cube from minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. So I is equal to rho by 3 into, now you substitute a upper limit first, then after lower limit, L by 2 whole cube minus half minus within the bracket like this. So I is equal to rho by 3 into L cube by 8 minus half minus plus L cube by 8. I mean to say minus cube, no, right? It is again minus will get. So that minus of minus becomes what happens again, it is becomes plus. So that here we will get a plus. That's what we say like this. So moment of inertia is equal to rho by 3 into 2L cube by 8 it is. So 2 ones 2 fours. So I is equal to, it is 3 into 4 12 L cube. Sir, what is rho? Rho is nothing but, I say, rho is nothing but a mass per unit length. So that here I is equal to, that is mass by 12L into L cube. LL cancel. I is equal to ml square by 12. This is the moment of inertia about an axis passing through center, perpendicular to its length, passing through center, and perpendicular to its length is nothing but a moment of inertia will be ml square by 12. Very simple, and you remember the axis of rotation, which passing through the center and perpendicular to its length. So that the moment of inertia for a uniform thin rod, when the axis of rotation passing through the center and perpendicular to its length will be I is equal to ml square by 12, which is very very important derivation. And here you should remember everyone, the derivation to be like this. For all regular bodies the system will be same. So that we have to take an integration for remaining bodies also. That's what. For remaining bodies I will not give you derivation. So for one body, that's what you go through the derivation, how to get the moment of inertia. For all bodies it is not required. Clear? So that it is, and here as well as we have to say radius of gyration k also, right? For all regular bodies we have to say moment of inertia and as well as the radius of gyration also k. But we know in general moment of inertia is equal to mk square, right? K is equal to root over I by m. Simple, you substitute your I value, then we will get the radius of gyration will be I is ml square by 12 into m, mm cancel. So that the radius of gyration for the given body is L by root 12. L by root 12 when the axis of rotation which passing through the center and perpendicular to its length. Very very important this point. That's what again and again I am repeating you. Moment of inertia about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its length will be, it is I is equal to ml square by 12. And what about the radius of gyration? K is equal to L by root 12. Like it is the first case in case of a regular body. Now let us, now when the axis of rotation passing through center, now he is asking find a moment of inertia about an axis passing through one end of the rod like this. Already we know center, it is ml square by 12. Now the axis of rotation passing through one end of the rod, any one, either this side or this side, you take any one. Already we know center, right? Center is nothing but ml square by 12. What about this? That means here this center axis and this axis are parallel to each other. Now you apply a parallel axis theorem. That's what here. That's what here. You go through this derivation and keep it and you write it in your notes. Now let us go for the second case. In case of a uniform thin rod, now the axis of rotation which is passing through one end and perpendicular to its length. Say second case, case 2 now. Moment of inertia about an axis passing through one end and perpendicular to its length. Now about this axis is asking. Already we know about a center. Yes, of course we know center. Center moment of inertia just now, that is we proved as ml square by 12 it is. Now these two are parallel to each other, no? We know the parallel axis theorem and the distance between these two is x. X is nothing but it is L by 2. According to the parallel axis theorem, I is equal to Ig plus mx square. So Ig we know ml square by 12, x we know L by 2. You take I is equal to ml square by 12 plus m into x will be L by 2 whole square. See, this is the method. It is for 4 marks. It is a question is for 4 marks in IP, right? So ml square by 12 plus ml square by 3, I'm sorry, 4 it is. Clear? Now you take an LCM. I is equal to, it is actually 48 we can say, therefore 4 ml square plus, I'm sorry to say 4 into 3, no, you say 3 ml square, because 12 by 4 it is 3, or else you take a 48 is a LCM. Shall I take like this? Directly also will get 48, or it is a 12 is a LCM, so it is ml square plus 3 ml square, LCM you take, therefore moment of inertia will be 4 ml square by 12, so 4 ones 4 threes. I is equal to ml square by 3 when the axis of rotation passing through one end of the rod and perpendicular to its length, therefore I is equal to ml square by 3 when passing through the center, ml square by 12. And as well as we have to say radius of gyration also, I is equal to, you say, mk square, so that here it is directly we can take k is equal to root over I by m. Here you substitute, we will get the radius of gyration ml square by 3 into m, then k is equal to L by root 3 is the radius of gyration. For each and every regular body we have to say the moment of inertia, as well as we have to write the radius of gyration also for all regular bodies. Clear it is? Like this we can take the first uniform thin rod relation question it is, right? Okay. So everyone, suppose you practice these derivations. Yeah, once look at the page number 155. Page number 155, open your materials. Open your materials. 155, question number 12. See, this question was given in the year of 2009, I think 18 it is. The question was given in the 2018 March IP examination. What is the moment of inertia of a rod of mass m, length L, about an axis perpendicular to through one end? This case, this question was given in the year of 2018 March. So that you refer in your material also, there is a proof is there, or else you go through this proof also, no problem, right? And here I want to see the problems. If any problem is there on this basis, then we'll do it. Yeah, of course, there is a one problem is given. It is related to the some thin circular disc. Okay, moment of inertias. Right. Look at the 161 page number. State and prove parallel axis theorem. One question. In the previous class already we finished. And as well as the state and prove perpendicular axis theorem also, which was already we proved in the previous class. See, on this parallel axis theorem, there is a moment of inertia related question. One question is given. Look at here. First question is state and prove parallel axis, and second question is, this is given as a problem. For a thin flat disc, circular disc, one disc is given. It's the page number. I'll continue the application after this problem, right? Because we have some other applications also. Look at. The question will be page number 161. Question number is 1. In that 1, B is the part. For a thin flat circular disc, the radius of gyration about a diameter as axis is k. Radius of gyration about an axis is k. If the disc is cut along a diameter AB as shown into two equal pieces. See, there is a circular disc is given. It is cut into like this. AB, it is cut into two equal halves. So that you say it is a one half, right? You take another half like this. which is cut into like this. It is a AB. Find the moment of into two equal pieces. Find the radius of gyration of each piece about a AB. Of course, if it is break, suppose this moment of inertia you say I, and therefore it is cut into two equal halves. No, therefore it is moment of inertia becomes half, as well as the masses also becomes a half, because it is cut into two equal halves. No, for one half moment of inertia will be half and mass also will be half. So for this radius of gyration it is root over I by m, which is equal like this. Now he is asking for this moment of radius of gyration, you take as it is I by 2 and it is m dash, so that the k dash is equal to root over I dash by m dash. So what will happen, look at here, root over I dash will be I by 2 it is, and the m dash will be m by 2, so 2 cancel, k dash is equal to root over I by m. See, if it is cut into two equal half, the moment of inertia will be same as the moment of inertia before cut. See, before cut the moment of inertia is k is radius of gyration will be root over k root over I by m. When after cut into two equal halves also moment of inertia is same, so that you say before and after the radius of gyrations are same. So this is the one question related to which one, for a parallel axis theorem on the basis. Clear? So this is one question, and I'll see the other questions. If any other questions are there, then we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll continue the applications. Right here. So these are the questions related to first regular body. Clear? For a first regular body it is over. Then you go for the second regular body. Second application you take ring. Ring it is. The question is ring. Second application ring. So ring in the sense is, I think you know, you take a bangle. Bangle is a ring. Okay, for that ring. Now we have to find the moment of inertias. In case of a ring, we have four moment of inertias are there. One we can say passing through center, perpendicular to its plane. That means you take a ring. For that ring, moment of inertia passing through the center. Suppose the ring is there like this, therefore passing through the center perpendicular to its plane. About an axis, moment of inertia is 1. Suppose the ring you take, suppose the ring is like this, therefore it is passing through one end like this. So about this axis we have to find the moment of inertia. And here third case, moment of inertia about any diameter. And fourth case, the moment of inertia parallel to the diameter, or we can also call tangent. So before that I will tell you first one, a ring is, you take a ring. Actually for a ring, center there is no mass. Ring of mass is capital M, and radius of the ring is, you say, capital R it is. Now what I mean to say, about an axis passing through center like this. Here it is a ring, center it is. About this axis is asking. Again, how to do, sir? Then you take a one small strip, inside you take one small strip. I will tell you how to do, I will not give you complete derivation. So this is the thickness of the small ring. You say thickness is like this we can take. So for this thickness is dx, mass is dm, and which is located at distance is x. Of course, for a small ring is dm into x square it is, right? And you write a density is equal to mass per unit area, because for a ring area is there. Like that we can take a small strip moment of area also, it is dm by dx. dm is equal to rho into dx. Again you write here this, I will give you di is equal to dm will be rho into dx into x square. Again you apply the same integration method, right? Integration, after applying integration, then after we are taking the complete derivation, then moment of inertia about an axis passing through center perpendicular to its plane will be is equal to, after taking simplification, now I am not giving the simplification, we will get the mr square, that is 0 to r we can take, 0 to r. See, this is what it is, moment of inertia for a ring which is passing through center perpendicular to its plane. This is the one case. And as well as radius of gyration will be, we can take mk square comparison, mr square. So that it is cancelled, k is equal to r. For ring, when passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane. Suppose I will give you second case. Now we know about a center, right? About a center moment of inertia I is equal to mr square it is. Now is asking what? Center we know, now the axis passing through like this. Already center axis we know, what is center axis? Mr square. Now the axis of rotation passing through one end like this. It is also we can call tangent or parallel to the center axis. It is we can also write tangent or parallel to center axis. We can take like this. So here the radius is r, you draw a line like this. So that here it is a distance between this, about this axis we have to write. So that I is equal to, according to the parallel axis, we can take like this. I is equal to Ig we know, mr square, plus here x is nothing but a radius, no? Then you say mr square. I is equal to 2mr square about a tangent and parallel to center axis. The moment of inertia will be 2mr square it is. Sir, what about a radius of gyration? Yes, it is mk square is equal to 2mr square. So cancel, k is equal to root 2 into r. It is the case number 2 for the moment of inertia about an axis passing through corner or tangent we can call, or parallel to the center axis. And third, I would like to tell you like this. See, about any diameter now, any one diameter. For the ring we can take a diameter, it is x axis and it is y axis. About x axis you say moment of inertia ix, about a y axis moment of inertia. But we know center, passing through the center in the sense is this is only, no? That is, we know already moment of inertia is mr square it is. So you draw a like this. It is Iz is equal to mr square it is about a center axis. Now these three are the mutually perpendicular axis. So of course the diameters are equal, Ix is equal to Iy is equal to, you say I. Now according to the perpendicular axis theorem, Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy. What about Iz? Mr square about a center axis. And what about Ix and Iy? Equal, no? You say I plus I. So that it is mr square is equal to 2I. Then I is equal to, about a center axis, I is equal to, it is mr square by 2. Sir, what about radius of gyration? You say mk square is equal to mr square by 2. So m cancel, k is equal to r by, this is the about any one of the diameter, about any one of the diameter. Now let us go for the fourth one. See, for diameter we know, see this is the diameter, you say I is equal to mr square by 2, right? The moment of inertia we know. Now for this diameter, now the axis passing like this, not like this. Now the axis is passing for the diameter parallel, which we can also call tangent it is. Tangent and parallel to the diameter. We can also call tangent and parallel to diameter, you say. Therefore, you draw a line like this. You see comparison between these two, because both are tangent only, but this tangent is parallel to the center axis and this tangent is parallel to the diameter. You remember it is, this is a very important. Both are the tangent only, but one is parallel to the diameter and one more we can say parallel to the center axis. You say it is a distance is x. According to the parallel axis theorem, I plus mx square is equal to I. So I is equal to Ig we know mr square by 2 plus this distance is nothing but r. So mr square it is. So that I is equal to 3 by 2 mr square about this axis, tangent parallel to the diameter. And as well as you take a radius of gyration, mk square is equal to 3 by 2 mr square. So that cancel, k is equal to root 3 by 2 into r. So it is for a ring. For a ring we have the different moment of inertias which are like this. One is center axis moment of inertia mr square and radius of gyration r, and second axis passing through the tangent parallel to the center axis, I is equal to 2 mr square. Third, about any one diameter, because diameters are equal, and already we know center according to the perpendicular axis theorem. Therefore, moment of inertia will be mr square by 2. For this radius of gyration, k is equal to r by root 2. And third one, about a tangent or parallel to the diameter, that means here the axis is parallel to the diameter. So, according to the parallel axis, again you apply. Therefore, I is equal to 3 by 2 mr square. Therefore, radius of gyration, k is equal to root over 3 by 2 r. So, like this is the another regular body moment of inertia for a depends on only axis of rotation, only axis, because the axes are passing different places, different moment of inertia are there. Like we have other one also, that is disk. Like disk also same, but disk is mass is present, that we will see, because this is the today's discussion, and we will see in the next class, that is about a disk, because disk also again we have the 4 cases like this only. They only depend on axis of rotation, So that it is a today's class. We will see in the next class. Thank you very much.